There's over a week to go until the beginning of the Paralympic Games, but already the contest has been mired in controversy. This is due to one athlete, an Italian runner, and of course it's the Paralympic Games, so all the competitors are disabled or differently abled. The Italian runner is called Valentina Petrello, and she is visually impaired. The issue is, though, is that many of us aren't, and here we can clearly see that Valentina is a man. So she transitioned 5 years ago. But we know if anyone goes through male puberty, when it comes to sport, they'll have a massive advantage over female competitors. Now, Valentina, whatever his real name is quite a long way away from puberty. Now, he's running in the 200 and 400 metre events, so fast races. He is 50 years old. He is older than me. How often do you see Olympians that have reached half a century, aside from the Hooray Henrys doing the dressage, and we all know the horse does all the work, and that random guy doing the shooting from Turkey, who we all know is a fucking hitman? That's the guy that John Wick is scared of. Of course, the thinking behind this is to be more inclusive. That's why there's a transgender athlete, a DNA male, whether or not he's had his cock cut off, I don't know, competing against actual women. But that isn't fair. Why should someone get to live their dreams by taking them away from someone else, someone who legitimately should be in that event? And it says a lot that running in the 200 and 400 metres, aged 50, shows just how much of an advantage men have over women in competitive sport. For example, take Roger Federer, the tennis player. He's retired now, but if he called himself Rogina Federer, and if he could compete as a woman, he'd have another 10 good years of competitive tennis left in him, because he would annihilate most female players. He serves 30 miles an hour faster than Serena Williams. And as much as I don't know much about basketball, LeBron James is 39, so must be coming up to retirement. Now, if he says he's now a woman and joins the WNBA, which nobody watches, he could be playing into his mid-60s, safe in the knowledge that every game he'd go out and score 1,000,000 points. And given the absolute shitstorm that happened at the regular Olympics with the two female/male boxers, women who were thought to be intersex competing in the boxing where they had a huge unfair advantage, why would anyone in their right mind carry this over to the Paralympics? Because this person, Valentina, isn't intersex. He's transgender. He is a man who identifies as being a woman. Now, yes, the spirit of the games, inclusivity, all that stuff. Why does it have to include some deranged fella who thinks that he's a woman cheating against actual women? And for the most part, I think this is why the trans community gets so much shit. A few bad eggs that ruin it for everyone else. Another place where I think trans people, not all trans people, mouthy dickhead trans people ruin it for everyone else is in a medical setting. Because there, let's say you go to a hospital. It doesn't matter what you identify as if you're dealing with a medical professional. As we will now see.
So, today I went to go to an appointment, a checkup, whatever. So, me thinking like, hey, like, I already had conversations with them. Let's hope that they have they listen and learn their lesson, and they respect my pronouns. I go in today and literally I was getting served from the fucking minute I walked in, and I was like, girl. I was like, what do you mean, baby? I was like, it's ma'am. Like, it's ma'am. Please refer me as ma'am. That are my pronouns. This motherfucker had the audacity to be like, yes, sir. I was like, I'm like, are you fucking dumb? I was like, I literally just told you that I go by she, her pronouns. Do not call me sir. And then from there, he's like, okay, my bad. And then by the time we're like finished up, he's like, okay, brother. Are you fucking serious? Advantage Help is literally the most transphobic fucking place ever. Literally, I literally sent out a complaint
The first thing that strikes me is the massive sense of entitlement. That man, because he's a man, whether he likes it or not, no matter what he identifies as, because he's decided to use she, her pronouns, is insisting that everyone else plays along with his delusion, that they address him as he wants to be addressed. But he's at a fucking hospital. How ridiculous is it that a medical professional is being demanded to say something along the lines of, "Ma'am, bad news, you, good lady, have testicular cancer." It's fucking ridiculous. And then add to that the outlandish makeup, the satanic symbols, and murder tattooed up one arm. Why the fuck would anyone take him seriously? Also on this, the most transphobic place on earth. That's a hospital in Portland, somewhere in the US of A. I reckon if he went to, say, Saudi Arabia or Iran, or fuck it, Afghanistan, I bet they'd be much more transphobic. In fact, let's get him on a plane and he can go and tell the Taliban that they're being transphobic and being cruel and not using his preferred pronouns. Mate, they will cut your fucking head off. He continues to ramble on. That original clip is over 2 minutes long, so we'll get to the very end of it, where he's complaining about pronouns once again.
What? This is who I am. These are my pronouns. This is how I identify. So if I tell you, call me she, her, motherfucker, call me she, her. Like, it's not that hard. I'm so tired of being disrespected constantly. I'm so tired of getting misgendered. Honestly, fuck that place. And if you're in Portland, do not go to that place. That place is literally transphobic as a motherfucker. They don't care about your pronouns at all. So, that's it. It's hard being trans. It's fucking hard every goddamn fucking day. And I'm tired of it.
So anyone who studied transactional analysis will recognise the drama triangle there, where you have the states of being persecutor, victim, or rescuer. And throughout most of that clip, he's the persecutor, he's the aggressor, and then right at the end, switches it to being the victim. It's so hard being trans. It's so hard. Mate, it's all self-inflicted. You've done it to yourself. And he talks about no one respecting his pronouns. If that's your attitude, mate, why the fuck should anyone respect anything about you? I wouldn't respect your pronouns. In fact, here's a place that's more transphobic than Portland Hospital, my house. And I'm not transphobic, but if someone turns up with that attitude, I would go out of my way to fucking antagonise him. It wouldn't be sir, it'd be, all right, chief, all right, cocker, how you going on, old sport? Anyway, this video seems to have just strayed into being about men who identify as women, and like I say, the vast majority of trans people mean no harm to anyone. If that's you, I wish you very well. But there's one more clip which I'm going to put on because I've seen it, so you have to. Now, usually I worry about any form of music getting copyrighted. This, no. Because this is a song being murdered.
One from my youth. Let's go, girls. It's got these really nice bluesy riffs on the accordion. No inhibitions, make no conditions, get a little out of line. I grew up listening to the radio in the 90s. I had one of those old school tape decks with an inbuilt radio. I'm actually really excited to be seeing Shania Twain with my mum before tour. Oh, got totally crazy. Get on my lady.
So, before we address the music, let us first address that man's appearance, because that's a man who identifies as a woman, who has so much metal in his face, I'm guessing either something went wrong while he was trying to defuse a nail bomb, or he's found a way to magnetise his head and then be driven through a scrapyard. And his cover of Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman, a song I really like. The album Come On Over is one of my favourites. Bear in mind, when that album came out, I was in my early 20s. Remember what Shania looked like at the time? It was called Come On Over. I did many times. Who would have thought the accordion was the perfect instrument? Although anything is suitable if it drones out that man's voice. Can he not hear himself? That fucker cannot carry a tune in a bucket. The noise, it was horrendous. I'd imagine they'd use that for psychological torture. If the ATF had had that in the early 1990s, Waco would have been over in 10 minutes. So there's been no real point to this video today other than me having a bit of a rant about a guy cheating in women's sports, a guy complaining that doctors know that he's a man, and then whatever the fuck that thing was at the end. If you enjoyed this video, and fuck knows why you would have done, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as ever, thanks for watching. Go until fucked it up already, you useless twat. Oh, fuck it. 200 and 400 metres, that's fucking weird. Sprinters normally do 100 and 200, then your 400 metre runners do 400. I don't fucking know. It's a man dressing up as a woman, running around a track. That's entertainment in 2024. The entitlement that comes out, because is he aware that other people can hear him?
Hello, my name's Stephanie, and I'm a woman. Use she, her pronouns, or you're a transphobe.
A place where I fucked that up already. So are we meant to assume that I don't even fucking know what I'm doing? Looks like he's had an unfortunate accident at a ball bearing factory. Fucked that up. So before we get to his rendition of Shania Twain, or as we used to call her back in the late 90s, Shiny Twat.